is a software that we use to help you guys to completely grow your business. And so listen, I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. Before we do, I want to show a quick video for you guys. And so let me just share this real quick. Attention authors, if you are ready to take your book, brand, and business to the next level, this is your moment. I'm inviting you to apply to be featured in our annual Author All-Stars magazine, a prestigious platform that highlights powerful authors just like you.
Take a break of all the negativity and everything on social media telling you who you're supposed to be, or you're thinking who you're supposed to be, and just look back at what God wants you to be and follow that. Thank you so much.
Are you an author and you want to be recognized?
You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to be great.
Spots are limited. You must apply. So hurry up and apply before it is gone. Let's make your name legendary in the literary world. Go to authorallstarsmagazine.com. authorallstarsmagazine.com. All right. So yes, I'm excited because right now we are allowing any author, if you know an author, tag them on this video because you literally can be highlighted on our website. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the website. So Author All-Stars Magazine is where you go to submit your digital article, and it's 100% free. However, once you submit your article, if your article is selected, which everybody's article gets selected, you'll be listed on our website. And so let me just show you the website as well for Author All-Stars. Everybody. So this is 100% free. This is an opportunity for you to get exposure. We have hundreds of hits that are coming to our website every single day. So I want to encourage you guys to make sure that you plug in. And so let me just show you what the website does look like. We want to shout out, of course, our 2026-2027 Author of the Year, Deshonda Jennings. And so as you can see, you will be listed. So when you go to that website, Author All-Stars Magazine, it will have you listed here on the articles. And we have a lot of articles that are getting published. And so literally when you're published, you may not be on the front page. However, if you are selected to come to our 5th annual, can y'all believe it? 5th annual Author All-Stars dinner, you will get an opportunity to get additional highlighting. So submit your article today, y'all. It is free. But now what I want to do is talk to you guys about becoming or getting leads. So if you guys can hear me clearly, go ahead and just drop in the chat what it is that you do, like what type of business are you in? And before we even talk about and show you the tool that you need to actually use to submit to get the leads, I want to explain to you why leads are so important, right? They're very important, right? Hey, Noreen, what's going on? And so if you are running a business where you sell products, you sell services, all the things, your number one asset is going to be leads. And one of the things that we teach in the Book Profits Club community is we teach that every day you should be getting new leads into your database every day. One of the ways that we teach you how to get leads is to slide up in those DMs. Now, the truth is while I teach this all the time, messaging people, inviting them to your free gift, things of that nature, a lot of times, people still don't do it, right? And so if I could be honest, y'all, that is the way I built my business to 6 figures. Honestly, I had a weekly workshop that was in person. Before I was ever doing webinars, I did a weekly workshop that was in person at the public library. So it was free for me to host. And I would slide up in the DMs, targeting people that I knew lived in Georgia, inviting them to my workshop. That's all that I did. Before I had an email list, before I was able to stay in touch with people, follow up with people, because I know that the fortune is in the follow-up, I would just literally invite them to my workshop. And every workshop, I would make an offer that was going to be anywhere between $1,000 up to $5,000. Okay. And I literally built a 6-figure business doing this. Okay. My first year of coaching was 2015. It started June 2015, guys. And in that first year, from June until the end of the year, I did about $90,000 in sales. In 2016, I covered over 100,000. 2017, it just kept on increasing. And literally all that I was doing was free workshops. Now, one of the things that I think is so important that you do also understand, guys, is that workshops are ways for you to invite a cold audience member or even a warm audience member and then pitch your product. Whenever you're doing a workshop where you're 100% in control, you should be pitching a premium product, right? And a premium product is something that's going to be a higher ticket product. Whatever you classify as high ticket, you should be pitching something. When I am on social media, you'll never see me pitching, like on my social media timeline, you don't see me pitching premium products. And that's what most people do. So again, if this is making sense, y'all, let me know in the chat. I want to make sure you guys are with me. I don't want to lose anybody here before I get into talking about generating leads, because the only way that you can really get to a profitable business is you have to be making offers, period. Nobody is going to go to someone's social media, guys, and just buy your premium item. So again, on my social media timeline, guys, I do not promote premium products. I don't. The only thing you'll ever see me promote is going to be maybe my free gift, right? Which is my free masterclass that I have available to you guys. You might see me promoting joining our free community, right? The free community, I'll put that in the chat. Right now, we are on the journey to 250 members. Visibility into Profits, which you can join 100% for free. This is a lead generational tool. Visibility into Profits. If you want to be more visible, if you want to make more money as a speaker, coach, leader, and author, you want to be in that community, right? Visibility. In fact, this training replay and all the details, I'm going to add all the resources and stuff from this replay in the community. So all the resources will be added there. And then you might also see me on my social media promoting my book. So like if I have a book and I want to promote the book, that's where I would promote that on social. Beyond that, I don't promote my core product or my premium product. On Monday nights, Visibility into Profits, run by Book Profits Club training. On Monday night's training, I am going to be talking to you guys about building out your success funnel, okay? Your success funnel, which it is so important, guys. 4 items can help you to build a 7-figure business. You don't have to be trying to sell all these small, $20, $10, $50, and then be overwhelming yourself with too many things. You build a strong foundation of 4 main items, build your business up to where if you want to bring in additional stuff, you can have a staff to handle that, but that's where you want to go, right? So now, if you look at my social media, guys, I'm never promoting my core item or my premium item. And so these are my middle price and higher ticket products. I only promote those to my email list. I don't promote that on social media. And, some people may say, well, the social media followers, that's your warm audience. For me, it's not. Until you become a part of my email list, you are a cold follower. You are just someone that is following me on social media. I have not converted you into a lead, okay? And so we want to make sure, guys, that when we are out here in those DMs, when we are speaking on those stages, when we are getting on the podcast, that we are creating opportunities for people to go from listeners to viewers to followers to now leads. And this is vital. So one of the ways, again, that I share with you guys how to get leads is to slide up in those DMs. So again, that's what I did. And so I would never teach you to do a thing that I am not doing myself. I literally did that myself. I slid up in the DMs. If somebody requests me as a new friend, I'm literally going to say, hey, thank you so much for accepting me. By the way, are you an author? By the way, are you a speaker? Literally. And then I go into Facebook groups and I find people. So that's one way. But now there are additional ways. Another way to get leads is by hosting your own workshops, posting that workshop like on Eventbrite. So for example, I did a workshop a couple of weeks ago here in Atlanta, and it was a workshop with me and another young lady from the Atlanta Black Chambers. And from that event, we ended up with about 90 to 100 registrations. 25 people showed up. We made $6,000. Hello. We did a workshop. 25 people showed up. We made $6,000. But of the 25, that means that still leaves us with about another 65 to 70 who did not show up. Just because they did not show up, does that mean that they are no longer leads? No, they just didn't show up. So they're going to be added to the ecosystem as well. Does that make sense? They're going to be added to the ecosystem. So now they're going to be messaged. They're going to be contacted. The 25 plus the 60 plus they're all leads. So just because I do a webinar and I post it on, workshop, and I post it on Eventbrite, those become leads. But what about for those of you guys who also want to find some additional ways to generate leads, right? Well, another way to generate leads, which is very expensive, is to run ads. And the reason why I said, well, it ain't always going to necessarily be as expensive. There are people that actually teach you how to run ads and not spend a ton of money with a way of how you can run the ads and get people to comment on your videos. The challenge though with that is your time availability. So you can run an ad where you run that ad and then you tell people to comment on the video, but you have to be able to respond to all of those people. Now, the way that my life is set up and the way that my hours are set up and the way that my DM is set up, I already send out my initial DMs, but sometimes to be able to comment on every single comment on the video is not as productive unless I do have like an AI automation or a software, and there's a software that can do that, but that still ends up being a little bit more expensive. But I, thanks to one of my accountability partners, have found a tool that can allow you to be able to get leads for the low low. Okay. Now, this is going to be a 2-part series, guys. So this week I'm going to show you the tool. I'm also then going to go into the BPC system, which is white labeled through High Level. And I'm going to show you what you want to be thinking about, because we're going to initially build out the list of leads first, right? That's why I asked everybody to put into the chat. So we have several people watching, but nobody is really communicating. So I was going to try to find one of you guys is a list of leads that I could give to you for no charge, but we don't have anybody commenting who it is that they serve. So I will just have to find my own leads, right? But it would have been a cool thing. You would have gotten something for the free ski, but that's okay. But anyways, with that stated, I'm first going to show you how to find the leads. Now, when you find these leads, please know that these are still cold leads. So they're not necessarily warm. They have not accepted. They have not said yes. If you've ever gotten an email to like your email inbox from someone that says, hey, would you like to know how to be able to something? And you're like, who is this person? Where did they get my email? Or to say, hey, I seen you on social media. You do XYZ. I would love to be able to show you how to do XYZ, right? And so many of us have received those emails. And generally, if you are like myself, if it makes sense, if it literally makes sense, then I might be interested in entertaining who this person is. I get those messages all the time, right? And so with that, they're utilizing software like this. So when you first contact that cold lead, what you don't want to do is you don't want to necessarily import all of these leads into your CRM. Hey, Marco, what's going on? Hello, hello. Yes, watching through the software. I see Marco is watching through the community. Thank you so much for watching through the community. We have Julia, who's also watching through the community. Thank you, Julia. Thank you for watching through the community. And so you don't want to just import these cold leads into your CRM. The reason is because what would happen is you might get blocked from being able to send out emails. So you need to use a separate software to warm it up. And once they say yes, you can import it. Now, I typically will never teach you something that I have never done myself. I have utilized this technique. I actually, one of the other things that we do is say you have a conference that you want to do, like an annual event, and you want us to help you to get butts and seats. That's something that we do for you, right? So we actually have DeShonda Jennings, who has her child care conference, her second annual conference coming up in September. And she's hired us to help her with getting those people recognized. And we have utilized this technique. And so, anywho, I'm about to show you the software that's going to blow you away. So with that stated, as you guys know, my target audience is that of speakers, leaders, coaches that also want to build a extremely successful business, 6 to 7 figures, right? And so as you guys know, one of the tools I recommend, of course, is being an author. But typically most of these people, that's not like, I'm not looking for an author that only wants to know how to sell books. So that's not where my expertise is in, because it's just a little bit too much work to try to make 6 figures only selling books, right? So I show you how to leverage your book to build a 6 to 7 figure business. So let me show you this software real quick. I'm not going to go into setting it up and all of that, because there is a process of setting it up. And so I'm going to pull this onto the screen. The name of the software is called Apollo. Apollo. Okay. So Apollo.io. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can sign up, and you can actually sign up with Apollo for free. So you can even test it out before you even sign up with it. How about that? You can test it out. It'll show you the leads and everything. But watch what I'm going to show you guys. This joint is powerful. So let me go ahead and put this in the chat real quick. Now, does this replace you doing all the other stuff that I typically recommend? No. And I'll go over those 5 things that I recommend you need to be doing every single month, every single week and day to build your business. This just enhances it, okay? This enhances it. So Apollo.io. And shout out to Dakisha Williams. Also, Dakisha Williams, if you say, Taria, this sounds great and all, but this is just too much work. This is something that she actually does for her clients. She actually gets them qualified leads. And so if you guys want to know more about that, just let me know in the chat. So right here where we are at is the people search, right? And this joint is so fire because you are able to search for people all over the world. As you can see right now, I have one industry. Let me remove this out so we can start fresh. And so if you look right here, I don't have anything selected, and I'll show you that in a minute, but it has over 244 million contacts in the chat. 244 million. Do y'all see it right here? 244 million contacts that are available to you guys. And so with that, this is how we get busy. So first, let's say that you want to search for, I'll search for authors who are right here. Let's just say I have a workshop that's going to be coming up. Even if, and this is another thing, like I might have a webinar that's coming up, which I actually do have one this Sunday. But let's say that I want to still target people in Georgia because I plan to also do an in-person workshop maybe this month or next month. So I might just target people who are in Georgia who are authors, right? So I can go here to job titles and I can try this first, because a lot of times people will include author as a part of their title, right? So I'm gonna just put author. So when I put author, as you can see, it gives me 72,000 people. 72,000 people. Now, if I want to narrow it down, because that's a lot of people, I don't want to start off with that many people. The next what I can do is I can go here and go to location. Let's say I want to search for people who are in Atlanta. And I can do greater area Atlanta or Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to do greater area Atlanta. And so now it's given me 766. Now, you can actually see I've already done a search like this before because it has populated some of the people's emails and phone numbers. So the cool thing about this is that it will actually give you their email and their phone number for those of you who are super serious about building business. And can I just put this disclaimer and say this, guys? Like, if you guys want to create leads, so the purpose of getting leads is so that you pitch them. Hello? Like when we create our speaking opportunities, we have pop-up workshops, which by the way, I am looking for some speakers for Ghana. I am looking for some speakers for our monthly events. Guys, when you get the leads, you do know that you have to nurture your leads. You have to also pitch your leads. And so what happens is a lot of times people will come and speak at maybe one of our events. One thing we always do is we always deliver the leads. If you are a speaker at our event, you get the leads. Why? Because it's the most important thing, right? But I can't tell you how many times people have spoken on our stages and do not follow up with those leads. About 90% of the people who speak on our stages, they do not follow up. And my thing is this, if I was able to get a list of let's just say 100 leads. 100 leads of people who literally said, yes, I want to come to this webinar. Yes, I want to come to this workshop. Yes, I want the results that are being promised at this event. They said yes, 100. This is not just random people like what we're searching right here. We're not just searching random, but I'm going to show you what to do with it. But imagine if they say yes, but they just don't show up. How many times did it take for you to finally invest into that product, that service, that coach? It took you several times. And so what people do is they come and speak at our events. We give them the leads. And you know how I know they never follow up? Because I'm on the list most of the time. I see no emails from that person. I see no text messages. Guys, if you were just willing to make offers, do you know that many of you guys, if you have any financial challenges, 99% of your financial challenges could be eliminated if you are willing to pitch. And you don't have to be perfect. And everything, all your videos and courses don't have to be done. You don't even have to be pitching a coaching course. It could be a retreat. It could be, I keep talking about retreats. The reason why I keep talking about retreats, hold on, let me see if I can find this article. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was an article that I saw that was talking about how retreats have become one of the most popular ways for people to make a significant income. Like people are making 7 figures doing retreats. Let me see. And not retreats where it's 1,000 people. Like literally people are building 7-figure businesses with very intimate retreats. I wish I should have screenshotted that. I can't believe I didn't. But anywho, needless to say, you don't have to be doing coaching, but you do. I'm going to tell you this. If your only goal is to sell a book, that's it. You just want to know how to sell more books. Let's do the calculations, guys, to make, hold on, let me put it on the screen just so everybody can see, because a lot of times it doesn't make sense until I show it to you guys, because I will tell y'all this all day long and y'all still will be like, no, but I'm trying to sell books. Okay. Now let's just say, because most of us probably have our books on Amazon, right? It's been several years since I've ever sold a book on Amazon, so I don't even know what the profit is, but I believe it's like a 70-30 split, or let's just say 60-40 split, right? So if you are selling your book on Amazon, let's say you're selling it for $20 and you offer, and they give you a 60-40 split. So that means you're going to make 40%. That means you make $8 profit. Lord, I can't type. Can y'all see this? Hopefully, oh, do I have the screen shared? No, I don't. Let me put it on the screen. So that means you make $8 profit. Can y'all see it? $8 profit if you're selling on Amazon. Okay. Now, if you sell it on your own website, you're going to sell it for $20 plus the shipping and handling of probably like $5, right? You will typically make about $15 profit. So that's almost double. Now you got to ship it yourself though, but I typically ship my books out twice a month. Also, another thing is I sell way more books in person than I do online. So I don't be worried about, oh, what if I get, 1,000 books online? That's very rare. Typically, if I ever sell 1,000 books, it's because I've sold 1,000 books at a conference. Okay. So anyways, so let's just go with we'll go with this one on your own website. Right. So on your own website. So am I pitching people to just buy my book? No, I am pitching them to get into my ecosystem. And so I want them to be a part of my email list, my text message list, because I now can be in contact with them. Think about it. The major corporations today, Amazon, what I was about to say, what's the name of that? Lululemon. Don't ask me why I was about to say Lululemon. I never bought nothing from Lululemon. TikTok, right? Temu. Let me see who else be emailing me, because I'm on their list. Walmart messages me, emails me. Best Buy emails me. Shoot. You know who emailed me? Starbucks. They email me because I'm on the list. Okay. Target emails me because I'm on the list. All these companies email me at least once a day. At least once a day. Because they understand that front of mind is vital in this marketing world. We are over inundated. So if we want to stay front of mind of someone, we also have to make sure we're contacting them. So if I'm going to use this software that I just showed you guys, which I'll go into more details of getting leads, my first initial goal is to send them an initial message, which I'm going to show you next week how to do it. We're not going to email them through our BPC system. Because what we don't want is a ton of people getting the email from the BPC system and they say this is spam, because you're going to have to reach out to way more people because these are all cold emails, okay? So you're going to have to reach out to way more people in order for you to get some bites. So either you're going to run ads that's going to cost you, and to get good quality leads, we were spending $900 every 2 days. $900 every 2 days only to break even for the most part during our webinars. Okay? The webinar helped us to break even. Does that make sense? So you have to figure out ways that you can economically afford. And right now, this is going to be one of the easier ways. So on top of me doing my daily activities, this is another thing. So you need to stay front of mind. So when I get this person and they say, yes, I would like to learn more, then I add them to my email series, which I'm going to show you what you need to be doing in the CRM. Is everybody still with me so far? I hope this is good. I hope this is good. And guys, before anybody says it, I'm going to say it for you. I don't want to hear nobody claiming technology challenges. I don't want to see nobody claiming that I don't know technology. You got to stop saying those things. Because when you say it, you literally block off a function in your brain that allows you to even learn, because you've already subconsciously told yourself, I'm never going to learn this stuff. And this is the thing, y'all. You either learn how to do it or you hire someone. But if you don't do these things, you're going to, I'm telling you, if I could be honest, it's going to be very difficult to compete. So we can't lie on that anymore. We can't lay on that sword. All right. Amen. So you need to stay front of mind. So if I'm selling my book on my own website, right, and I'm constantly messaging people, that's going to cost money too. Right? But let's just say if I want to make just $10,000 per month, $10,000 per month, that's the goal. To make $10,000 per month, and my book is $15 is what I'm getting in profit if I'm selling on my own website, I literally have to sell 666.67 books per month. That is already the devil, 666. Now, is it possible to sell 666 books every single month? Absolutely. But 9 times out of 10, even if you're a celebrity, you're not going to be able to keep up the pace of selling that many books. You're going to be running ads. You're going to be having to speak on more stages. You're going to have to be on more panels. And my thing is this, I'd rather run ads, speak on more stages, and be on more panels if I'm pitching a product that's going to be about $1,000 to $5,000, and I use my book, which leads people into these products, services. Does that make sense, everyone? Because where you won't offer, guess what? Somebody else will. Somebody is willing to pay $1,000 to $5,000. Matter of fact, you know what I know? It's people willing to pay $60,000 for a weekend retreat. There are people who will pay $100,000 for a weekend retreat. To be a part of Tony Robbins' Inner Circle, he does a weekend experience once a year. I think it's like $100,000 to go. Now, this is because you've become an expert in the space, you've earned trust, and you've started making sure that you target yourself to people who have the money. And so regardless what your product or service is, even if you are a fictional author, which I don't teach marketing for fictional books because I've never written one. I am a speaker. I am a coach. I provide products. I provide services. So I can only teach you that of what I've done. That's, to me, is a really good coach, right? But even if you have fictional books, you could still create something bigger beyond the book. It could be a club. And then once a year, I always like to use Harry Potter, but I don't really know any other fictional books because I was a big I didn't read the books, but I loved all the movies, right? But let's just say you want to go to where you create a club, and those people that absolutely love Harry Potter, maybe there's a part of the movie that was filmed in a real part of the world, somewhere in England or something like that. And you're going to do a trip traveling to England with 20 of the Harry Potter club members. Now, for when you do experiences and excursions like that, it's going to be an investment. Your time and your time that you're going to have to take to put this together, you should be paid for that. And so that's just another way. So now we get these leads, right? So we get these leads. And so let me go back to this. So I just showed you 766 people in greater Atlanta area who have the title author. Do y'all see that? So you can find anything. Let's say, for example, because I'm helping Deshonda. So I'm helping Deshonda, who is searching she has her annual conference, and maybe she wants to be able to help those in the child care space. So I'm going to put child. And you see, there's so many different options. Child care specialist, child and youth worker, child care worker, child and family therapist. Let me see. I'm going to put early child. Look, early childhood educator. It's tons of options. And she's going to be looking for them in the Virginia area because you see, this gave me 36,000. So I can scroll down here to location and I can say, you know what? Give me those who are in the I'll just say Virginia, all of Virginia. Virginia, US. It gave me 136 of early childhood educators in Virginia. And so I can then take this list right here, right? And I can select all 136. And when I click apply, right, I'll just do it for the 25, but I can click apply. And now what it's going to do for me is I can then go in here and export this list of verified emails. Now you could do unverified if you want. I typically like to do verified. So of those 25, it gave me 14. I'm only going to get charged for 14. I'll click next and it's going to get their email. If their phone number is available, it's going to give me their phone number. And now what I'm going to show you on next week is then how to reach out to them through a cold email system so you're not utilizing your CRM and jeopardizing your domain, right? So I click next and then I can add them to a list, child care conference, save, and boom. So now I've just added them to my list. And then I can go into my list and download it, or I can just simply download it right here. I'm going to go ahead and press download. And let me pull that up. How many of you guys, this would be fire, right? Now, remember, you might have to export a list of, 1,000 contacts to get maybe 50 contacts. 50 closes. But 50 closes at $1,000 is $50,000. It's 50. What are we talking about? $50,000. So on top of the daily activity that you're already doing, this is just an added resources. Yes, you should still be speaking on stages. Yes, you should still be pitching to get on the podcast. Yes, you should still be sliding up in those DMs. But this is an additional tool that you can use. Now, if you ain't willing to do the other stuff that I'm going to go over really quick on the daily activities, I'm just going to be honest, y'all, because if you're not willing to just reach out to people, I don't trust that you'll even pitch these folks. You might send them an email and then you try to send them straight to a link to purchase a $1,000 offer. Think about yourself. Would you do that? Would you? If this is someone who reached out to you cold, I'm not talking about they ran an ad, you saw the ad, and then you joined their webinar, and maybe you had a chance to look them up and see they're creditable. I'm talking about somebody out the blue messages you and says, hey, look, and then you maybe get on a call, but they go and they don't find any information, nothing like that. How many people do you think are just going to sign up off the first go round? And so if you're not willing to pitch yourself to people who are following you, who have requested you. Pitch yourself to people who have seen you on a panel. Pitch yourself to people that have heard you on a podcast. How do we expect to pitch ourselves to people that don't even know us? And I know some people might say, well, it's easier for me to pitch people who don't know me, but it takes more time to actually generate a rapport with those folks. So this is not you don't have to do any of the other stuff. I'm saying this is a and thing, not an or, right? Does that make sense? So this is an and, not an or, okay? So let me share with you what it looks like. It ain't gonna let me do it that way, so I gotta share my whole screen. That's fine. Okay, so let me put it on the screen though. Add. So now this is what it actually looks like. So hopefully everybody can see it. Let me do like this just to make sure. Okay, yes. Everybody, this is the spreadsheet right here, y'all. And so as you see, it gave me their email address. It said these are verified as well. So these are confirmed, first and last name. And look, phone number, their corporate number though. I'm the owner, account owner. This is my email address. And I can see certain keywords. The cool thing too is that this person is, they just have early childhood educator, Norfolk Public Schools. Prince William County Public Schools, right? So this is phenomenal. Now let me see, hold on, one other thing. Yep, I was gonna say, it gives you the mailing address. Look at that. So maybe you wanna go, listen, old school marketing ain't never hurt nobody. Sending somebody a nice postcard, an invitation letter, say you have a conference you want people to come to. It gives you their company Facebook accounts too, their website. But it also has given me that person's LinkedIn address, which that's a whole nother thing in its own too, because I'm going to show you guys another tool that will allow you. Well, actually, nope, I'm not going to show it. I'm going to connect you directly to my girl, Dakisha, because she teaches on this tool for those of you who actually use LinkedIn. But look at this. You got all of these. And even if you did it where, say you exported the contacts with unverified emails, you could still do all of those contacts and you can import all these contacts into your LinkedIn. But again, if you won't be willing to do the minimum things, how can we trust with this, right? I'm just being honest. We got to be willing to at least do the easy stuff too, because this is going to require work. When is the last time you did a sales call? So matter of fact, let me just go over those 5 things real quick. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope this was really cool. And for those in the community, I'm going to put on, so when you go into the community, I'm going to put it on the calendar. You guys will have access to this replay, but I'm also going to put the links to any of the resources that I've shared. Okay. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me find one of my previous trainings if I can. Okay, let's see here. What's this? Is this got it? Hold up. Success schedule. And so I call this your success schedule. Okay, yeah, baby. Look, I'm telling you, I got trainings for everything. I've been doing this since 2019, baby. Now, this success schedule is literally going to be how you build your business. Listen to me, y'all. Build your business. Staying consistent, doing the small things. If you follow this, and then you want to add on with the Apollo, baby, your business is about to flourish. But you got to be willing to do these small things that are not as sexy. They're not as exciting. They're not as fun. Hello? Right? Sometimes we're like, I don't know if I feel like doing all this stuff, right? Okay? And so let me go ahead and show you real quick your success schedule. This is what the foundation of your business should be built on as far as daily activity. And y'all about to be blown away because it's not even a lot of work. It's not a lot of hours. It's the amount of time that you would spend on your success schedule is way less than working on your full-time job. 2 to 4 hours per day. 6 days a week. Can y'all all commit to 2 to 4 hours per day, 6 days a week? If you can commit to that, I want everybody to put yes in the chat. If you can commit to that, I want you to put yes in the chat. 2 to 4 hours per day, 6 days per week. Put yes in the chat, because this is what's going to build you a 6-figure business. But it can't be, oh, I did it for 1 week and I got to start back over. No. You got to be willing to stay consistent with this for 90 days, guys. 90 days. Because it generally takes 90 days before you're going to start to see any results from this work that you put in. But if you know that 90 days from now, if I stay consistent, my business is about to grow. I'm telling you guys this, I promise you, I'm not telling you something that I'm guessing. I'm telling you something that I know, because this is what I did when I first got started, okay? All right, so let me pull up this schedule. Let's get into this. 2 to 4 hours a day, 6 days a week. The biggest challenge that we see is trying to overcomplicate success. Let me tell you something about success. It is not complicated. It is not complicated. Keep it simple. We get very distracted because everybody is on social media telling us to do this and do that and do this and do that, when we don't even have a strong structural foundation. First, build a foundation that has you with money coming in. Then once the money comes in and you now have some additional income to play with, then you add on to it. But if you ain't got no money coming in, you've got to get you a schedule that you can stick with consistently, okay? Don't let it be distraction. So the BPC success schedule looks like this. 1 hour per week or month. Notice I have week, but I also have per month. It's up to you. We're doing 1 webinar per week. When I say we, if you flip that W upside down, I now do a webinar every Sunday night. A lot of y'all don't know about that webinar, right? Because if you're already a part of BPC, 9 times out of 10, I'm not inviting you because this is a webinar for new leads. Does that make sense? So every week, my objective is to get new leads through what I'm going to show you right here, also utilizing the tools and inviting them to my weekly webinar. That's 1 hour. But if you can't do at least 1 a week, do 1 a month. 1 hour webinar, maybe at max 1.5 hours. Number 2, 30 minutes per week of broadcast. Let me go through these quickly because I'm going to explain them. Number 3, 2 to 3 hours per week, 4 to 6 discovery calls, aka sales calls per week. Many of you guys, if you just simply add number 3 to your schedule, your business will flourish. Guys, you'll never see me promoting a premium product on my social media. The only time I promote my premium product is through a webinar or through a sales call. And if you're not converting on the webinars, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting different results. That means you got to do sales calls. Matter of fact, 70% of most people will actually enroll after the webinar than during the webinar. And the only way they enroll is because you followed up with them with a sales call. 1 hour a day, can you do 30 DMs? I'm going to quickly show you that before I got to hurry up because I got to call at 1 o'clock. But drop y'all questions in the chat too. And then 2 to 4 hours per month, this is other people's platforms. Getting on other people's platforms, okay? So 1 webinar, you get 90 people to register. Leading up to the webinar, you need to email them 4 to 6 times emails to remind them. You also need to text them 2 to 4 times leading up to the webinar. If you can, get fresh funky with it, Instagram posts where you tag them. Now, I specifically do this for workshops as well, because when you register, but I should, you know what? I for workshops, I do it because I ask for your Instagram name, but I don't typically ask it on the webinar. But if I do ask for your Instagram name, there's a reason, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tag you on a post on Instagram, either the day of, the day before. And then if you have 90 people and you follow this follow-up sequence, you'll have at least a third of them to show. So if you want 30 people in your webinar, with you messaging them this many times, you need to have at least 90 people registered, okay? This is going to be the same exact webinar that you do every single month, every single week, every single talk. If somebody has me come and speak at their workshop, I'm doing the same webinar. And let me explain the mindset behind that, because I actually had a young lady who was saying, well, I like to do a series of different trainings. And it sounded great. It sounded great. Yes, do a series of trainings for people to come each month. They get a new training. But let me tell you what happens to most people. If they know every month you're going to give them something new, why would they want to sign up for your course? Because all they got to do is they'll just keep coming to your free workshop, and eventually they'll be able to piecemeal all of your stuff together. No, you're going to get the same training every single time. And a lot of times the only thing that switches up is I might switch up the offer. For me, I've been doing my webinar every Sunday, which creates where we're pitching our 30 to 90 day visibility package. And when I first pitched it, it was a different price point. So the next week people came back, it was a different price point, or it was different bonuses. But you're never going to see me do a totally new presentation every single week, because what you're teaching the person is that all I got to do is keep showing up to your free webinars, and eventually I'll need everything I need. I don't need to sign up for nothing. Does that make sense, everyone? All right. Hold on. You offer one item. You don't get on a webinar, and I've tested this, y'all. It never works. Whenever you have multiple offers, unless you are like, and I'm gonna tell you when it typically works, when you're like a big name celebrity. And 9 times out of the 10, people don't really care about the product. They just want to be able to work with you. So if they don't know you, you got to make sure that your offer needs to be strong. One strong main offer that gives them a specific result. And even though you're pitching new people every single month, you still want to invite the people who are leads in your email database. And you can also DM people and invite them, and then follow up after the webinar. Invite them to do an interview session, which is a sales call. So that's your webinar. Okay. Again, if you are a part of the community, I'm going to post this training in the resources for free. Actually, I'm going to create a new course that's going to be available to all of you guys. And I will post this video as well as this PowerPoint in any additional resources. It'll be located in the courses. If you want to know how to join the community for free right now, you get to have our Monday night coaching sessions 100% for free as well. You just need to make sure that you join before we hit 250 members. So we're at 146. We have 104 left to go. Won't he do it? Hold on, where's my sound effect? Come on, Jesus. Oh, Lord. There we go. Anyway. There we go. Look at God. So if you want to join the community, it's free. You just go to visibilityintoprofits.com. Okay. Visibilityintoprofits.com. I will put this entire presentation up there for you guys. One broadcast per week. Now, how many of you guys have been tapping into our morning devotions? Well, the morning devotion, yes, I am reading the Bible and we are reading scripture. But that counts as a broadcast. I'm doing a broadcast every day. I'm not telling y'all to do what I do, but can you at least go live for 30 minutes once a week on social media, right? Why? Because this will allow people who are followers, right, that are maybe engaged, to be able to connect with you and sign up for your email list. So one of the things that I do on my live broadcast, I'm doing this is a broadcast. So while I am training our members, and the members are going to get all the resources and stuff, I'm still broadcasting this onto Facebook, onto LinkedIn, onto YouTube. I was trying to do Instagram, but I forgot to put the link before. And so now everybody is getting this training. Hello? But those who want to get quicker access, they're going to be a part of the community. I've shared with you guys how to join the community. Now, when you join the community, it's going to collect some information from you where I can identify if you're an ideal person for our visibility package that we're doing. Does that make sense? So I do this broadcast, and every single time I do a broadcast, whether it's the morning devotion or it's this broadcast, we're going to have Nishika doing our, Nishika going to be back very soon doing the Friday onboarding. Every time she does that, she gets leads. Nisha could do the onboarding for us, for BPC, but because she's doing the onboarding utilizing our platform, because she's an elite member, she also gets leads every time you go live. So I don't know if she counted that Friday onboarding training as her weekly broadcast, but I would. But the purpose of doing that is to invite everybody to your free hook item, your free gift. And whatever that is for you, it could be a checklist, it could be a community, it could be register for the webinar, but there should be one item that you can give to people when you go live per week. 4 to 6 discovery sessions per week. This is a sales call. And in these calls, you can even set them up like interviews. In these calls, you can set them up like interviews. Excuse me. Woo. I had some Chick-fil-A earlier. My stomach is just a burping. Anywho, just in case y'all heard it in the mic, because this mic can pick up everything. I don't want y'all to be like, dang, Tari all in our ear burping and stuff. That's so nasty. That's that Chick-fil-A child. Okay, anyway, let me get back focused. Okay, so 4 to 6 discovery calls. These are interviews. And so let me tell you something. When you got the proper script, and how many, if y'all want me to, I'm going to do something special. If you refer 5 people, to the community. Let me show you how to do it real quick. Whoever refers 5 people or more to the community, I am going to make a custom, and that'll be up until, up until this Friday. If you invite 5 people to join the community, okay? And hold on, let me show you. Oh, right here. I'm tripping. If you invite 5 people, I am going to make a custom sales call script for you, where all you gotta do is, if you know how to read, you will be able to sell. I'm telling you, this script, I paid $25,000 for this script. It works. I invested into a mastermind program, and I used, I didn't get a whole lot from the program because there was a whole lot of stuff that I was already doing. But one of the things that I got was this sales script, and I promise you it works. It's literally an interview. So I'm going to create, and this is how you refer people. You go to here to your profile icon. Hopefully everybody has updated their picture. When you click here to affiliates, you're going to see under affiliates where you can refer out this particular community. Now you got to make sure that you're under the correct one. So you see where it says your affiliate links. So right here, it's got school platform. That's not it. You want to go to visibility into profits. This will be your affiliate link. So you can share this to speakers that you know, coaches that you know. You can share this to authors that you know. If you get it to 5 people, we're able to actually see who has referred who. So if you get 5 people or more, I'm going to make a custom script for you up to this Friday. So who could do that? Who's down for the challenge? All you got to do is message a couple of people. Hey, you an author? Join this community. And I don't care if they're not in the community right now, which we have 146. If they're not in, send them your affiliate link. And the reason why you want to send them your affiliate link, because we're going to start promoting our higher tier packages, and people are going to want to upgrade, and now you get 50%. Okay? All right, back to what I was talking about. So these sales calls, guys, let me tell you something. If you are not doing sales calls, you're not going to be making the money that you deserve. I don't know anybody who runs a high 6-figure to 7-figure business that escapes having to do sales calls. I mean, it's just a part of and you should be doing this per week. And if you see, it's 15 to 30 minutes. It's not a call where you're just letting a person get on there for an hour. This is not a strategy session call where you're giving them coaching. No, you follow the script and you just simply ask them questions, identify, kind of like, has anybody ever been to a therapist? You know, therapists don't really give you advice for the most part. They just ask questions. And in the way they ask the questions, it allows you to create a solution for the problems that you have. 30 DMs per day. I'm going to show you that real quick. I have 4 minutes left. So I don't if I have enough time. I'm going to show you how to do these DMs, okay? 30 DMs per day. And then podcasts, speaking stages, Media outlets, 2 OPPs, other people's platforms. How many of you guys, put it in the chat, are pitching yourself every single day, because you should do it daily, to at least 1 to 2 platforms, whether it's a podcast, a conference, a media outlet. Why? Because just because we are great and amazing doesn't mean everybody else knows it. We got to do it. And this is a part of our visibility package that we have available right now. We have a big special going on where we guarantee you 5 placements for an investment. So once you join in the community, if you want to know about that visibility package, just simply shoot me a personal message. I'll invite you to the webinar and you'll be able to learn about that. Let me show you how you do the DMs. I'm telling y'all, this right here made me 6 figures doing this. Hold on. Child, I got a new mouse. This new mouse be cutting up. Okay, watch this. So I'm going to go to my Facebook page. Now, I typically have a lot of friend requests, but even if I did not have friend requests, I still know how to go into somebody's Facebook group and connect with people. Matter of fact, let me just do that. Watch this. Speakers. I just joined this group called Speakers Gig. No, not this one. This is the Danella's. Speaker. Let me see. Groups. And the reason why this is perfect for me, because why? I create speaking opportunities, right? So need a speaker. Here we go. I have an international event in Ghana right now. We have 1 more speaking spot. So I'm going to go here to members. Now, for social media posting, it does not matter how many followers you have today. I'm just being honest, y'all. I know people who have 3,000 followers, 4,000 followers, and make 8 and 9 figures. And yes, they have social media where they'll post some stuff about what they do. But the truth is, guys, you just got to be willing to pitch yourself. So watch this. So I'm going to go to members with things in common. We also have members near you. I like that too. But I'm going to go to members with things in common. And what I want to do is I'm not going to do the ones where I got to follow their account. These are their business accounts. I want to go to the ones who are, it says add as a friend. So I'm going to click add. Anybody that says add as a friend. Normally, most Facebook groups don't let you join them as the business page, but it's cool. I guess because this is what so look, I'm just adding these people. Now, I might go into a Facebook group and only add, maybe 10 per day. I'm not going to go wild, right? We're not going to go wild. We're going to add maybe about 10 or so per day. You see me doing it. Boom, 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 boom. So then I got my 10 that I added, and then I'm going to go to my profile and I'm going to go to friends. I'm going to look for people who have requested me as friends. So friend requests. Friend requests. I got a couple friend requests as well. These are people who've requested me. I'm going to accept just the first row. Confirm. Watch this. Boom, 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 boom. Now, I don't accept people who don't have like professional pictures of themselves, or if it's like looking, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know. But all these people look like great candidates to connect with, right? So I'm going to now go to my Facebook. Watch this. 30 DMs a day, y'all. I'm going to go here to friends. I'm going to go to recently added. And watch this. I'm just simply, matter of fact, I'm going to open. Actually, I could just message right here. I'm going to do it like this so you can see it. So, and then I got to wrap. I'm going to check to see if we have questions. I'm about to be late for this meeting. Let me tell Dakisha. Yeah, hold on. 10 minutes. Okay, watch this. So I'm going to say, hey, Janine. Thanks for being my FB friend. Are you a fellow public speaker or biz coach? I'm going to use that instead, right? So I'm going to copy and push enter. And then I keep it short. We don't need it to be long, because the longer it is, the less likely they will respond. Some of us be sending people dissertations in the mail. I just sent 2, right? And so I'm going to look, I messaged her way back in 2022. Again, this is not something I'm new to. Okay? She leaving me on red though, so I might unfriend her again. So I be unfriending people if they leave me on red too much. And this is funny too, because I know who Jay Renee is. I don't know why it's not letting me populate the message. But guess what? Some of us be like, well, I don't want to message somebody if, that might be my cousin or something. Listen, y'all, one thing about me is I don't do this for the play. I do this for real business. And so if they reply to like, Taria, this me. Oh, okay, my bad, girl. I'm over here working, child. What's going on, right? Everybody gonna get the smoke. I don't care. This is not for play. This is my purpose. And so some of us, we talking about our friends don't support us because we ain't never asked them. And if we did ask them and they didn't support, that's okay. Praise God, you got people that can be your friends outside of business, because everybody is not supposed to be your customer. You're supposed to have some people you can let your hair down with and just be yourself. I hate when people put those types of, and learning how to, look at this. She's very interested. Hey, Tabia, look, already messaged me, but I'm still going to give her the smoke. Also, when are you wanting to start on your book? Guess what I'm going to invite her to, y'all? She going to get invited right to the community. Look, I've messaged her already and she left me on red. So I'm not telling y'all something I don't do for myself. Look, message her. And she responded back. Wonderful. How are things going? You there? I noticed she read it and then ignored me. That's okay. I'm going to message her again. This is how it works. And also, let me just say this, guys. When you send people these messages, everybody is not going to respond, and that is absolutely okay. The purpose is to get a response. That's it. I'm not emotionally tied to what people do and don't do. So let me just see if we got any questions. And then I hope y'all enjoyed this. I really hope you guys enjoyed this training. When you are sending out these messages, I saw Marco had asked a question about did these people sign up? So these people have public emails, but this is also why I do not just put them into my system. I'm going to send them an initial message, and the message is going to be small. It's going to be short. It might say, hey, John, I see that you're a fellow author. I would love to learn, how are things going for you as a published author? Something small like that. Very short. It's not long. I'm not sending a pitch letter. It is literally just an email to get them to respond. The same way that I send the DMs to get someone to respond is the same way I'm going to send an email to this list. And so on part 2 that we do next week is where I'm going to show you a tool that you can use to send out those emails. Okay? Because first you just want to generate the leads, but you should also still be doing the 5 things that we talked about today, which is definitely a part of your success schedule. So yes, while I'm still out here generating these leads, I'm still going to make sure I'm sending out my 30 DMs per day. 30 DMs. I'm pitching myself to be at least on 2 podcasts per month. I was just on a veterans podcast. I learned to create my conversation to connect to being a veteran. Okay. I got another podcast I'm coming up on this month. So speaking on somebody else's stage this month. I'm speaking on a big stage next month, right? That I pitched myself and applied to. And so you want to be on 2 OPPs. You want to be doing 4 to 6. Another cool thing I'm going to do is right on my email list. I can go into my email list and I can contact those individuals who I feel are the best quality, that are almost ready to go. And then I can send them a message and say, hey, like a quick text that says, hey, are you free to speak today? Right? Are you free to speak today? Let's jump on a call. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my script. Right? So I'm going to use my script to actually get them on. So again, y'all, make sure y'all pitch those pods. Make sure y'all those leads, get your leads database and get it cracking. Okay. Get it cracking. Let me see here. Thanks for this helpful information. You're welcome. How do we find more podcasts? Google. You can go to Google. You can go to Apple. You can go to, what's the other one? Spotify. You can search all those platforms. You can go to YouTube, search podcasts. You know what I'm saying? You could go to, they're all out there, right? You can also go to Apollo. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. And this will be my last share. Watch this. Share. Ooh. The only thing is when you can search on here and I can search podcast. Right? Podcast. Now, the only thing is in this specific space, these are podcast hosts, right? Oh, y'all can't see. Hold up. Let me put it on the screen. Hold on one sec. Okay, so these are all podcast hosts, but we don't know what the podcast is on. So that's the only thing, because you don't just want to be randomly messaging any and everyone, right? Okay, so we found this list of podcast hosts, 17,000, just through the World Wide Web. Apollo looks through all the internet to find these people. And so maybe I might go in here and look for keywords, and maybe I say women's. Let's see if anything populates with that. Well, here we go. Women's health. Maybe I have something where I can connect with women and health and podcast hosts. So now I see it gave me 24 podcast hosts, producers, etc., that have something centered around women's health. For example, Daria Rosen, she helps women going through perimenopause. This could be great. She could use that, right? But that's why, also knowing who your target audience is, who you serve is so important, right? Let's say it might be conferences. I don't know if that's going to pull up, but conferences, 449 people centered around talking about different conferences and stuff. Now, the only thing is, once you're given this database of people, then what you're going to need to do, guys, is you're going to need to research these different ones to make sure that they're in alignment. But you could start off with a list of 449 podcasts, and you might have to, use your credits to export all of these out. But now you're able to see more details about these particular podcasts. And then every day, what you do, you could say, okay, every Monday, I'm going to look through this list of 449 and identify 10 podcasts based on this spreadsheet that I can pitch myself to. And if the goal is to pitch at least one a day, you know what I'll do? On Tuesday, I'll just pitch all 10 on Tuesday and follow up with everybody. So you don't have to do it each day. That's an easy way to stay consistent. But you can say, I'm just going to knock out 10 every Tuesday. I'm going to research my list every Monday, and I'm going to add them to my spreadsheet. I actually have a list in which I pitch 5 podcasts, conferences. I actually pitch 5 podcasts and 5 conferences every single day. 5 podcasts and 5 conferences. We also have our visibility package, which is a 30-day plan where we will pitch you to a specific number of conferences, podcasts, and media outlets that are directly tailored to your target audience. We'll recreate a whole package for that too, and we'll pitch you. But that, of course, does require an investment. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today as much as I did. The replay, again, will be available to all of our members, as well as these resources. I'm going to be uploading that PowerPoint you saw. I'll upload all the links and things like that to the community. And so if you want to get access to all of this, guys, you just simply need to go into said community, which is, hold up. And this is powered by Book Profits Club. Into Profits. Also, if you are an author and you want to get free publicity, that means you want to get on a platform, visibilityiintoprofits.com is where you're going to go. I'm going to share this last video. All you got to do is go to this website, Author All Stars Magazine, submit your article. Your article will go live. And based on what you do in the book space, you may get selected to be one of our top 50 authors to be recognized at our 5th annual Author All-Stars Dinner, which, by the way, is going to be a 1.5-day event. So we're going to have the dinner Friday, December the 4th. And on that Saturday, darlings, we're going to have a workshop. And we are bringing it back to where this workshop will be having our fellow authors come on to speak. So we're going to be selecting some of the authors for the opportunity for them to come and speak. For the top 20 authors that win at the Author All-Stars, they will be invited to be on a panel. And so it's huge. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and I hope to see everybody in the community. Until then, God bless. Attention authors, if you are ready to take your book, brand, and business to the next level, this is your moment. I'm inviting you to apply to be featured in our annual Author All-Stars magazine, a prestigious platform that highlights powerful authors just like you.
Take a break of all the negativity and everything on social media telling you who you're supposed to be, or you're thinking who you're supposed to be, and just look back at what God wants you to be and follow that. Thank you so much.
Are you an author and you want to be recognized?
You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to be great.
Spots are limited. You must apply, so hurry up and apply before it is gone. Let's make your name legendary in the literary world. Go to authorallstarsmagazine.com. authorallstarsmagazine.com.